Hello everyone, Strawberry here, and welcome to my Conlong teaching channel. I hope y'all are ready to learn some constructed languages that I developed for an upcoming world building project called the Scuda Historical, which will be taught through a new channel not yet made called Scuda Berry. This channel is a direct parallel to it, where we only teach the languages from the planet Scuda, which are all somewhat learnable, but the big six, I call them, which are listed in my channel description, these ones are fully learnable and are also currently being constructed as we speak. So, without further ado, let's begin with the vowels of the language of Dọnuri. In Dọnuri, the vowel sounds go like this: ah, 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 uh, 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 eh, 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 oh, 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 ooh, 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 ooh. One thing that will probably get mentioned in the upcoming YouTube channel, Berry, is that the Dọnuri language uses its own tonal system known as Ödon. This tonal system works a bit different from ours, but does have some similarities. You probably recognize a few tones like these ones right here from Chinese pinyin. The only difference being that the dip tone is curved rather than pointed like it usually is in Chinese pinyin. There are also these two special tone indicators, but they kind of work very differently from their counterparts on Earth. So we get to them in a sec. Since you're probably wondering why some of those vowel sounds like or are completely different from what you might be used to, like if you're an English speaker, is because these sounds are borrowed directly from Chinese vowel phonology, where you would typically say le, you'd actually say le instead of li. This is actually le. Now that that's out of the way, we can get into those special tones I was talking about, starting with what I call the quick tone. This basically works as the reverse of the high tone in Chinese pinyin, the one with the flat line, where that tone is said long and high typically. The quick tone is said low and quickly. Like, for example, an A with this indicator will go like ah. E would be I would be O would be oh, and U would be ooh. Now, I will say they're only said as deep as you heard by themselves. As you noticed that when I said Dọnuri, it's not really that deep. It's low and fast, but it's not as deep as when I said them right now, because that's kind of how these tones work. When a quick tone appears at the start or at the end of a word, or if you're using it to tell someone about this language and you're trying to help them say the tone, it's usually said with this type of deepness to it. But it's typically hard to try to do a word with this deep of a tone in the middle of it, of trying to get back up to whatever the next tone is. So I've constructed this language to only have it be that deep when it's at the start or the end where it's the easiest to do it. So that's why you'll notice my pronunciations may sound different when I say Dọnuri rather when I say oh when telling y'all how to pronounce these tones. Alright, now I think I covered everything for these quick tones. Let's jump over to the next one. Now these are the double tones. These kind of add a slight Hawaiian-ness to the words, as when they're sounded out, it typically looks like this if you write out the sounds with letters. And so they be said accordingly: a, I, o, and u. Another thing I like to mention is that these have a special quality to them, where they actually mimic the ending pitch of the last tone before them, which excludes flat tones, which are basically just the letters that don't have a tone indicator and are said the regular way. If any letter before them or before a flat tone has a tone indicator, then whatever the pitch is at the end of that tone indicator, you will copy it. Even if it's another double tone that's already mimicking a previous tone, you still continue the trend. Let's take the name of this language as an example. Dọnuri has the quick indicator, which ends with a low tone. So if the next letter will make it the I in Dọnuri have the double tone, it will copy the pitch of the quick tone. So now that I applied this change, the what's once Dọnuri will now be Dọnuri. I kind of messed up there the first time, but it would be Dọnuri. It's kind of deeper, as you can tell, because this quick tone is in the middle, so it's not as deep. Therefore, the pitch isn't that deep either on the double tone. That's kind of a special thing about these. They don't follow the rules of the tones they're copying, just the pitch. Now let's touch up a bit on the consonants, as we're going to discuss consonant tones, because consonant tones have a special property where if a consonant is given a tone indicator, which can be between these, then they'll be given a slight vowelness to them, typically that of the sound being said subtly. So if you see this pointing up tone indicator, then you, instead of s, you will say sa. Same for this down arrow, which is occasionally curved on some consonants. It'd be sa. I'm not sure how much y'all could catch it, but these consonant tones also make it to where the high one makes the consonant sound more prominent, while the low one is supposed to make it sound softer, while also having that subtle to the sound. And with that all done, I'm afraid that's all I had planned for this video specifically, which was to go over Ödon, the tones associated with Dọnuri. Next video, I'll probably go over a few words. But for now, that's all for this video. Make sure to check out my other channels. There's Strawberry, Korea Berry, where I react to Korean stuff, and the upcoming Berry, which I will be teaching the history of my world building project, Scuda Historical. And so, without further ado, that is all. See you on the next one. Bye, everyone.